Okay, so there's the metal. Kind of a little shot of my garage. So that's going to become a table. I'll show up my setup at the moment. There's an intro of what I got. I'm going to build my CNC. First weld on the CNC machine. So I started with the front and the back parts of the machine frame. I tried to use the table and the fireball mega square to keep it as true as possible. At the time of filming, the square was like 170 bucks, so I only purchased one. I would love to get a set of squares from Fireball as they have all kinds of great tools. But these tools are a premium, so quite a bit of cost for a garage guy like myself. Now that being said, the tool is fantastic. You will see throughout the video I use it to make a square table. I would have never done that without it, considering the lack of tools I have at my disposal. Now if this CNC machine can help make me back some cash, as the plan is to use it to pay for itself, then when I get in the black, I will probably purchase a few more squares down the road. The link is below in the description for the website. The owner's name is Jason, and he has a lot of great videos to watch too. If you're like me and you love watching making stuff type videos, then he is one you should add to your list. Speaking of making stuff videos, you guys should also check out the Making Stuff YouTube channel. Link is below. My videos are more for fun for me to shoot and experiment with uploading to YouTube, but his Making Stuff videos actually teach you how to build cool stuff. I watched his videos on his CNC Plasma DIY build lots of times before I decided I would attempt this type of project myself. As you can see, that fireball square makes it look really nice. Nice and square, easy to get to with the welder. Kind of moved my clamp so it's a little tight, but anyways, it's 100 and some degrees outside. Probably doesn't look it on the camera, but it's hot. But yeah, there's the first welds in the beginning of the CNC machine. The table I'm working on is the Northern Tool Clutch Weld Table. I picked it up for $179.99 at the time I was filming, and of course got a $20 coupon off a $100 purchase right after I bought it in the mail. Go figure. So if you're interested in one of these tables, maybe check with the mail out coupons to take advantage of that little bit of a discount. I think right now the table is $169.99 on their website, and you can still use the $20 coupon, so you could get it for $149.99 plus tax. I think that is a great deal for a garage hobby-based welding table myself. I chose it because all of the other clamps it has on it and most of the reviews looked pretty good on YouTube. And of course they're not paying me for this, I'm just giving you an FYI. Now as you can see with my lighting, I work most evenings during the week on this project because I have an 8 to 5. I also work weekends in the morning and at night as the temperature allows. I live in Florida, so it gets pretty hot during the day during the summer months of June through September. Maybe as time goes on I will add more lighting in the garage or just my future video making. I am using 2x2 square tube with a quarter wall. This stuff is pretty heavy, but I was able to purchase a large scrap amount, so it was much cheaper for me to use what I have. As you search for DIY plasma table builds on the internet, you will see a whole host of materials being used. If money was no object, I probably would have built an extruded aluminum table, as it is my first set of plans. It was still going to be a welded tube frame, but I was planning on using 3x4 tube for the top rails, and then the legs, and then 2x2 for supports. I was debating between 11 and 14 gauge at the time based on prices here in Florida. But I also found a lot of great outlets on eBay for used aluminum extrusion, clearance, used, whatever reason they're cut-offs, I'm not sure, but if you search eBay long enough, you will find some pretty decent deals. If you have a limited budget, but still like the easy use of aluminum assembly, I would suggest looking there. And it can still be done for around $500 for a 5x5 table, from what I was researching. If you know any better deals, feel free to comment below or to share with everyone, as we all like to get a good deal from time to time for projects. I have purchased a Yes Welder MIG 205 DS from Amazon for this project. It was $369.99, and I opened a credit card with them and I got a $60 gift card instantly. I ended up getting this for $309.99. Of course, saving that $60 only works, folks, if you pay the credit card off immediately, which I did. I did, however, buy the 4-year Amazon bumper-to-bumper warranty for $45. I felt like since this welder is based on the newer technology and built in China, I would buy some security. I also purchased their 10-pound spool of flux core wire. At the time it was $34.99. It goes up and down every day, basically. I used up a 2-pound spool before I got this 10-pound roll, and this Yes Welder flux core .035 wire welded a lot louder than my other Vulcan flux core wire, so I'm still working on that. I watched several videos on this welder, and for my hobby uses, this machine will suit me well. Welds up to a 1/2-inch single pass from several videos. I also have a 220 volt 50 amp breaker off a sub panel, so I can have a nice area for both my welder and my plasma cutter for power. You see me finishing up welding the front part of my CNC table. I did the back half of the machine off camera. I tried moving around with each weld so that it would lessen the pulls as the metal heated up and cooled. Probably would be handy to have a large weld fixture table, or at least 6 more fireball squares to hold everything, but you work with what you got. They did come out very straight though, with just using the table and 1 fireball square that I had. From what I could tell, there was no twisting the tube, and checking with my carpenter square, all the inside and outside corners were 90. After spot welding together, I start putting full beads on with the same idea as spot welding, by performing 1 weld at a time at opposite ends of the tubes, so to spread around the heat and the pull forces so the welds act against each other to hopefully keep the frame straight. The last welds I try to do are the inside welds of each 90, as I am told those are the ones with the most leverage. You will also notice I'm experimenting a bit with sound levels and the speed of playback just to see what it looks like on the final version of the video. I just thought, this is my first one, why not try a few different things. Might be hard to see in this picture, but I'm finishing up the welds to the back side of the frame, and then I start to show how I begin the welding of the longer tubes for the sides of the frame. Here I'm giving you a shot of how I'm trying to hold up the long tube, see how I can keep it level and then weld it to the back of the machine before I moved the front over and then weld it to the front. This was actually pretty difficult. I don't quite have enough tools for doing this right. As mentioned previously, this was difficult to keep square. I did not film my rework, but I did have to tack it up a couple times, then cut the tacks to figure out the best way to keep it as square as possible. I also realized after I was too far into the process that I did not have all 2x2 square like I previously thought. Some of the tubes measured 1 7/8 square, and some of the tube was 2x2 square. Because of that, it made the final squaring of the whole machine a little interesting. I will have to go through that file again and try to pull out those 1 7/8, but they'll come in handy for the projects that I need to have a tube inside of a tube in the future. So one last thing to address as this video finishes up is I live in Florida. Since I've moved here, I wear shorts every day. So for those of you who can't stand me wearing shorts while I weld, that's just too bad. It's fantastically hot every day. And from a guy that was originally from up north, not having to deal with snow, basically nothing under 40 degrees, I think, once last year, I wear shorts every day. So the next few videos are going to show me put the rails on, put the electronics on. There's a lot more to come, guys. Thanks for watching.